Holly Hobbie and Friends, The Sandcastle Contest by Sonali Fry, illustrated by Magic Eye / Beehive Illustration and David Stein. Holly Hobbie, her family, and the Hay Girls Club were on a beach vacation. Today was the Brightside Beach Sandcastle Contest. What a perfect day for building sandcastles, said Holly, admiring the wonderful weather. I can't wait to find Carrie and Amy. Just then, Carrie and Amy called out to their friend. Holly, over here! Amy, Carrie, are you guys ready to build our sandcastle? Asked Holly. Of course, said Amy. Did you bring all the stuff? Yep, I have everything we need right here, said Holly with a twinkle in her eye. I'm so glad we put our heads together to come up with our design. I'm sure the Hay Girls Club can win. Kyle and I put our heads together too, teased Robbie and as he and Kyle bumped heads. May the best sandcastle win. How about we all have some lunch first? Suggested Aunt Jessie. Great idea, sis, said Holly's mom. I think we're all going to need some energy for this contest. After lunch, Aunt Jessie took out a box of her famous peanut butter and oatmeal cookies. These are the best, said Robbie. Yeah, Cheddar likes them too, agreed Kyle, as Cheddar drooled nearby. I can't believe you brought Cheddar to the beach, said Holly. Cheddar loves the beach too, said Robbie with a giggle. Soon it was time for the teams to take their places on the beach. When the judges sounded the horn, the contest was on. Holly's mom, dad, Aunt Jessie, and Uncle Dave cheered everyone along as they built their fancy sandcastles. Holly, Carrie, and Amy had strips of ribbon, patches of fabric, and colorful buttons and seashells to use as decorations. Soon they had built a charming, delicate sandcastle. Now this is a masterpiece, if I do say so myself, bragged Amy. How could we not win? Asked Carrie. Come on, girls, nudged Holly. We need to keep working. We only have a few minutes left before the contest is over. Nearby, Robbie and Kyle were putting the finishing touches on their outer space themed castle. I bet the castles on Mars look just like this one, said Kyle proudly. No way. Robbie chimed in and bet our castle is even better than what they have on Mars. Do you think they'll swoop down and steal ours? Asked Kyle. Well, if they do, they'll need to leave them a little snack, asked Robbie. Grinning, Robbie took his two cookies and placed them in the doorway of the sandcastle. Now the aliens will definitely come, he said with confidence. Who can resist Aunt Jessie's cookies? A few seconds later, Cheddar bounded onto the beach and headed straight for the cookies on Robbie and Kyle's sandcastle. Cheddar, no! Yelled Holly, but it was too late. Cheddar first plowed through the Hay Girls Club's beautiful sandcastle. Then, with the cookies still in sight, he rushed towards Robbie and Kyle's outer space sandcastle. While Cheddar happily ate the cookies, everyone stared in shock at what they left of the castles. I told you Cheddar loves those cookies, said Kyle with a nervous grin. I guess I can forget about the aliens visiting, said Robbie, disappointed. Our castle is ruined, cried Harry. Forget it. We'll never win now, said Amy, looking glum. Holly's father walked over and viewed the damage. Come on, kids, he said encouragingly. We're not quitters, are we? But, Dad, we only have a few minutes before the contest is over, explained Holly. We'll never be able to rebuild our castles. Who said anything about rebuilding the same castles? Asked Holly's mom. What do you mean? Asked Holly. If we all work together, started Aunt Jessie, we can create the fanciest, coolest sandcastle ever. What do you say, kids? Asked Uncle Dave. Shall we get to work and win this contest? Yeah, everyone agreed. So the team quickly got to work. gathering together bits and pieces of old castles. When the group was done, they all stood back and admired their work. Before them was the hippest, wackiest sandcastle ever. This is even better than what we had come up with before, admitted Holly. It sure is, agreed Robbie. Aliens will definitely want to steal this. Everyone had so much fun that they almost missed the judging. Holly's group didn't win the prize for the tallest sandcastle, and they didn't win the prize for the funniest sandcastle, but they did win for having the most unique sandcastle. Now this is a special prize, said Holly's father. It sure is, said Holly, for a very special group of family and friends. The end.